Hey YouTube, it's Mike here, and today I'm bringing you guys a confession from a FIFA player. And you'll be like, what, Mike, what happened? Well, nothing really happened. It's just that it's something that I preached a lot about when it comes to matchmaking, okay? Last year, for people that remember this channel, I was really against cherry picking, okay? And this year, myself, I've been doing it. And what I mean by cherry picking is people that choose to play home games. Now, I'll give you a reason why you shouldn't be doing this, okay? Because it doesn't make a difference if you're playing home or away games. The reality is you have just as much good chance of hitting the top 100 by playing away games than actually playing home games. And I'm gonna prove it to you. If you look at the #1 player in the world, okay? This guy played his games home and away. As you can see, he played even more games away, I think, than home, you know, give or take. It will say pretty much even, okay? You look at #2. Can't remember if he played all his home games. This guy here played also like the #1. He played home and away games, okay? Then I think it was like #4 that played all his home games, if I'm correct. Yeah. So #4, he cherry picked his way to top 100 by playing only home games. That's why if you look at his matchmaking, you see that a lot of times he's playing versus Gold 1. He played a few elite players, but he played a lot of Gold 1, Gold 2, and Gold 3 and Silver players at the beginning, of course. And let's take another example of somebody that a lot of people know in the community. Nick run the foot market. For example, this week a lot of people were telling me, Mike, did you see he finished top 100? Yes, I saw that he finished top 100, and I also, a lot of people noticed that he played a lot of Gold 1s, Gold 2, and Gold 3s, and a few elite. And again, he ended up playing most of his games all at home, okay? Now, it's not because I'm pointing fingers at certain people here, because myself, like I said, the video is a confession from a FIFA player, because I myself cherry pick my games. And I'm gonna, what I mean by cherry picking is I play home games, okay? And the reason why a lot of us are doing this is because, one, we're trying to avoid the higher quality players. Now, that doesn't mean you will avoid them, because the high quality players could also be people that play away and don't care, like #1 and #2 in the world. They'll play anybody because they're actually true top 100 players that could smack anybody, okay? And that's why I believe this doesn't really work. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a reason why people do it. Just give me a second. I want to drink my coffee here. Sorry about that, but I was thirsty. Anyways, I'll tell you why I do it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do this for the same reasons. One of the biggest reasons why we do it, of course, like I was saying, is because we're trying to avoid the higher quality players, right? A lot of the top 100 players, for example, do it because they're trying to avoid each other. So if everybody plays home games, of course, they don't get to play against each other, right? Now, some people, like I said, the #1, #2 don't really care. They'll play anybody, they'll smack anybody because that's how good they are, right? Now, that was one of the reasons. The other reasons that a lot of people told me, and also myself, we feel sometimes when you're playing at home, you're like less handicapped, in a way of saying that you feel like there's more momentum on your side than it is away, or the game just feels better when you're playing at home than when you're playing away, okay? I could actually confirm that this is not true. And you're coming up to a person here that made a lot of videos of momentum and handicap and gap compression, all that, and I could tell you that playing home or away is actually does not affect your gameplay. And the reason why I'm going to explain to you why it doesn't, okay, is because I only do this in the weekend league. When it comes to division rivals, I play home and away games. I don't really care. I kind of want to play away games in division rivals, and I'll explain to you why I want to play division games and rivals. I'm actually trying to get better at the game. So by trying to get better at the game, I know a lot of the tryhards or a lot of the better players are playing at home. So by me playing away, I get to play versus mostly some better players, and by doing that, I'm actually improving my gameplay, okay? That's why I do it in division rivals, and I don't do it in weekend league. Now, in weekend league, of course, I'm not doing it because of the fact that I'm a tryhard like most people, and I want to try to get the most possible wins to try to achieve the next level, right? Like, for example, this week, for people that know, I ended up failing Elite 3, and I ended up finishing Gold 1, and unfortunate, I missed it by 1 game. Now, it happens. It is what it is, right? I do believe I could hit the elite level, okay? But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is a confession from a FIFA player. The other confession that I have, and the reason why I'm confessing to this is because I used to like preach about this, and I really wanted it to be out of the game. And when EA fixed it last year, they didn't fix it correctly, because it was very easy for us still to know when we were playing home or away games. Okay, just by receiving the person in the matchmaking, you would know if you were there before your opponent. You knew you were home, and of course, if you would get into a matchmaking, whatever the oh my god, the screen, you knew if your opponent was there before you. You knew you were away, right? Now, let's get into my squad real quick, because you guys are going to get to see my new squad. I'm not going to talk about my squad, but I'm going to talk to you about bronze benching. That's my other confession, bronze benching. Yes, Mike, I bronze bench. A lot of people are like, why are you bronze benching? The reason why I bronze bench, I'm going to explain, and the reason why a lot of people do it, okay? It's because there's this myth in the FIFA community that we believe that when you're bronze benching, I'll give you two reasons. One of them was people believe that when you were bronze benching, you would play versus lower rated squad, because you would lower your rating of your squad. Because my squad is not supposed to be a 184. My squad is probably supposed to be like a 188 to 190, give or take. I don't really remember what it was, okay? That was one of the main reasons why people did it. The other reasons that people eventually started to add to it was that, oh, I feel like I'm less handicapped when I have a bronze bench. Is this true? Personally, I've tried both ways, bronze benching and not bronze benching. I honestly don't feel the difference. And what I mean I don't feel the difference, I feel like is the handicap is always in the game. The momentum is always in the game, that it doesn't really make a difference if you're bronze benching or not, because I feel like the handicap is always there. Okay, the momentum is always there. You can feel it when it arrives. It doesn't really matter if you had a bronze bench or no bronze bench. And that's the honest truth. Be like, yeah, but Mike, you're still doing it. Why are you still doing it? Now I'm gonna give you guys one of the most stupidest examples to give you a reason why I'm doing it, okay? Let's say, for example, I heard this guy once say to this other guy, was talking about God, okay? Hopefully you guys don't get offended by this, okay? Because it's not something I want to offend people. But one guy didn't believe and the other guy believed, you know? And the guy that believed told the guy that didn't believe, he said, hey man, I don't understand. Wouldn't you want to have an afterlife? And he looked at him, he's like, well, I don't care, man. Why not? I mean, if I get one, I get one, but I really don't care. Okay, but I mean, if you had a choice though, would you want to have one? He goes, oh yeah, sure, why not? Who wouldn't want to have an afterlife? And goes, my point being, so why not believe in God? Because if you don't, you won't have an afterlife. But if you do, you could have an afterlife. So me, looking at the way the guy spoke to the guy, all he was trying to tell him is like, even if God didn't exist, just by you believing, you give yourself a chance for an afterlife. Now, I know you guys are going to look at me, Mike, did you really just preach to me about God? This is one of the most stupidest examples. I'm just giving you guys an example. Hopefully you guys, like I said, you guys are not offended by it. Now, what I mean by it is that, let's say, for example, it's true what they say about bronze benching, that there actually is a little bit more handicap if you don't do it, right? Are you going to take that chance? And that's why a lot of people do it, because they're scared to take that chance that the handicap actually does exist if you don't bronze bench, right? Even if it's still there in the game, they still kind of believe that. The other thing I can confirm to people is that if you bronze bench, when you play in divisions or weekend league, I could guarantee you it doesn't make a difference if you're looking to play versus lower rated squad. That is completely false. I've been bronze benching for quite a while now, and I could tell you that I've faced people that had 190 overall teams, even 191, I think, if I remember right, rated. Okay, so that doesn't really work. That's just pure bullshit. Anyways, didn't want to make the video too long. I just wanted to confess these two things because it was actually bothering me that I kind of like fell into it myself in a way of saying that I felt like if you can't beat them, let's join them, right? And I kind of hate myself for doing that, in a way of saying that because I preached it all year last year that this is something that they should have removed, and after they fixed it, they didn't really remove it because they didn't really fix it properly. And I noticed a lot of people this year haven't been talking about it. So I want to know what you guys think about it. Like, do you think EA should rework the matchmaking again? Because it's getting out of hand how many times people are just backing out of home games or away games to play home games. Hopefully you guys are not offended by this video. Like I said, everything in this video was just based on examples and hopefully you're still going to continue watching this channel. If you do, well, thank you. If you don't, well, then thank you anyways for the time that you actually did watch this channel. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.